Now, on the eve of the commemorations of the 6th anniversary of the Marikana tragedy, experts from the Institute for Security Studies say the stain left on the South African police services from those deadly shootings will only be removed through prosecutions and police reform. The Independent Police Investigative Directorate, or IPID, has identified 72 police officers for possible prosecution.
Use this, the kind of
call for an urgent change in the state of policing, transparency and accountability.
When police officials are not willing to give a truthful account of what they know or account of what they did, there must be serious disciplinary charges against them. And if they do this under oath, they must be criminally charged with perjury.
For the deceased miners' families, the lack of punitive measure against the triggerman is still an injustice.
It's difficult to accept an apology for someone who's never said sorry, especially in instances where you have said, I require an apology from you, which is what the family said. But two, we know that the families emotionally have struggled with this, with the outcome of the massacre. But we know, for instance, that 2 of the kids committed suicide in the last 3 years. We know that some of the widows, just soon after the massacre, had miscarried. We know that some family members had died purely from hearing the news.
All but one family is being offered compensation.
The families have been offered a figure of 69 million for 35 of the 36 families for loss of support. The state attorney took a position that says because there is no legal duty of support, they would not compensate that family. But the reality is that there was a loss. If, in fact, it's Thobile Mpumza who's that gentleman, if he had not died, then his family would still have his support right now.
Head of the Marikana Commission, Judge Ian Farlam, believes a paradigm change is necessary.
The police should be re-demilitarized, should be implemented as a matter of urgency. We recommended that recommendation should be implemented, and as far as I understand, that hasn't been done. And that's a very unsatisfactory situation.
IPID has identified 72 officers for possible prosecution.
The Institute of Security Studies say for the police to rid themselves of the legacy of Marikana and for the families to heal, those who pull the trigger must be held accountable. The Institute also says to restore stability and public trust in the police, the service must be demilitarized. Nozintombi Mia, SABC News, Pretoria.